All right, we are coming to you live. Unfortunately, this game's already started before we managed to get into the commentary booth. I'm Stacey Hewen. And we're going to be bringing this game to you live from the Growing Opportunities Tournament. So what we're seeing right now is a women's game. Oh, and that was a nice hit there on Jasper from Fogg. And we've got... Did Rodolin take... Rodolin take her husband's last name when they got married, or is she still Rodolin Aaron?
As far as I know, she's still Rodolin Aaron. I saw a jersey recently. I saw Aaron on the back of it. So.
Alrighty.
Here on court 1 versus Broad Squad. A couple really strong women's teams, and this should be a really close matchup. We're going to see some really excellent women's.
I'm going to say that Broad Squad was the real Cinderella story of the 2019 provincial tournament in Manitoba. They were definitely the team that seemed to kind of come out of nowhere. Oh, look at that disarm on Sanche right from the start there. Genevieve Sanche going from Rainbow Thunder, going over to TMH, the rival team of Rainbow Thunder. So that was the hot tea this year in women's side of things.
You're absolutely right, though, that Broad Squad came out hard and fast last year.
Yep, so Broad Squad there's going to be looking to really solidify their reputation. And a nice hard shot from Katie Brady.
Katie Brady's well known in this league to have the hardest women's throw. She can clock her throw in the high 90-kilometer-an-hour range, which is very, very unheard of for women in this province anyway.
She still hasn't been able to touch the record set by Guylaine Sanfilippo of 101 kilometers an hour, which only eclipsed Taylor Yule's record of 100 by a single click.
Absolutely amazing, and I aspire to be just like them when I grow up.
Oh, a nice hit from Fogg on Boone there. Fogg really showing her chops as a right guard. Now, Miranda Fogg shares the captaincy on this team with Megan Debates, but Megan Debates is off right now while she waits for her baby to arrive. The Storks haven't delivered it yet, but she'll pop it soon and is hoping to be ready to play in the provincial tournament.
In addition to this TMH team is, of course, McLaren, number 85, who is playing Team Canada this year. She's been activated.
Look at that catch.
Full catch from Katie Brady.
Oh, and Fogg there getting knocked out, leaving just Julie McLaren, the only player from Manitoba to not only make Team Canada but get activated. Her and Jason Morris made the meaning that she's unlikely to be playing World Championships in Cancun in November.
So we've got Saracen and McLaren here trying to take this from what do we have, a 6v2 to a point, another point for them.
Looks like Broad Squad's hoping to tie this up. They're going to need to actually close this point off. It's not confirmed yet. Can't count your chickens before they hatch. Oh, and Duchamp there getting a little bit aggressive on her counters there. She throws a counter before McLaren even wound up, but it kept McLaren from throwing, which basically did his job. Nice hit from Boone on Saracen.
I think your battery's...
McLaren now. Oh, with a good hit on Boone, bring it down to just 2-on-1. Oh, and look at that. She looked like she was going to be going for Brown and instead goes for Duchamp. McLaren looking to close this point off for her team. McLaren definitely the strongest female player in Winnipeg. Brown now looking to make something happen. Now, Bethany Brown is a player who's known for her acrobatics. She jumps around. She's good at catching. Unfortunately, though, she doesn't have a reputation for aim the way that McLaren does. Oh, look at that catch. As I said before, a reputation for catching. Now, this has been a real catcher's game this time around. I think that we're early into a tournament. People are really saving their arms
there's
right
new
now.
batteries in here.
So I think we're going to be seeing a lot of players playing at about 90% of their ability, unless they get into a situation where they really got to pull it out.
Best wishes.
Now, Julie McLaren has basically just spent the last 6 months conditioning. If there's anybody who can go hard for an entire game, it's going to be Julie McLaren. I know that we're going to get nothing but the best from her. And they're off Again, oh, and look at that.
Katie
Nice
Brady with
opening rush from Broad Squad.
It's really, when you have a big gun like her, it makes sense to take that shot, especially when you have the burden off the opening rush.
Absolutely. Sanj taking the right guard position. And a hit on Duchamp. I see that they've rotated Duchamp out of the left guard, and they're putting, looks like they've got, I got distracted by the play there, and they take the cross-court shots with both the corners throwing, but the center's holding off. Brady passing the ball off. So they're going to be playing Nicole Mravik in the left guard for this round. Going to see what happens there.
TMH with a full 6, which sometimes to play. It feels kind of crowded. Not often that you play with a 6 on the court. You tend to go down pretty quick from that.
TMH is a team that was formerly Strike 1919 until they gave their name to the provincial sports organizing body to allow that to be the A team for the Manitoba women's side. Yule's been playing with this group of women since they were known as Shark Week. They've gone through a team. There was Strike and 7 Deadly.
Still that full 6 down to just 2.
Yep. Looks like the referee making a call. And play is on Broad Squad. And Brady takes a shot on Aaron and makes the connection. Bamforth taking a counter. Goes a little bit wide.
We spoke about the acrobatics of Bethany Brown, but Janice Bamforth also known to really hit the ground and get very small and be extremely hard to hit.
One of the oldest dodgeball videos on YouTube is Try to Hit Janice. That's the Team Boosh from Minnesota spending, I think it was 4 minutes with their whole team just trying to hit this one woman. She's a rock climber, actually, which is where she gets her fitness and her acrobatics from.
Definitely hard to hit. Katie Brady making quick work of a couple players there on TMH, bringing it down to a 2v3 game out of all of a sudden.
Brady blocking the ball off into one of her teammates that's already out. There we go. And taking shots on different players. An interesting tactic. Generally what you want to do is you want to group them onto the same player, so if they block one, they get hit by the other. But sometimes you can catch somebody who's just not paying attention if they think that you're going to be thrown together at a different target. And Brady gets hit on the top of her head, leaving just Bamforth to close this round out. Now, Bamforth is great at running down the clock and at basically just absorbing balls. But unfortunately, her offense is not the strongest, and she's against Taylor Yule, who's at times been the best catcher in Winnipeg. And she's going to really have to make something happen here. The score's tied up.
In a situation like this, a player like Janice Bamforth, her best bet is going to be to pick some corners around those players, make them reach for the ball.
Yeah, and Lecuyer closing that one out. Morgan Lecuyer, another very strong female player here in Winnipeg. TMH is always the team to beat.
Absolutely.
This group of women is generally had the team dynamic.
And you don't know as well. You really see them just knowing what the team is going to do next and trusting that they're going to be protected in specific plays.
Yeah, so looking at players who've been on this team for a long time, there's Miranda Fogg, Taylor Yule, and I believe Morgan Lecuyer has been on this team for quite a while. Now, some recent changes to the lineup. Sarah Blelek and Courtney Saracen both came over from a team that was known as Prairie Fire initially and then Wildfire.
Yep.
And then you have Jenna Desange, who came over from Rainbow Thunder.
And Rodel Aaron, who came from a team that was known as the Vixen Collective.
Yes, the Vixen Collective was another. There was a time when there was really 3 teams gunning for it. There's Vixen Collective, Wildfire, and
Strike 1919.
I think there were 7 Deadly Sins.
7 Deadly Sins, yep.
And then in 2019, the women's competitive in Manitoba just exploded, and then we got teams like Broad Squad, Queen Bees.
Underdodge.
Underdodge is a really good one.
Absolutely. And we're seeing them all in the tournament this year. So this is actually a really great indication of the kind of competition we're going to see at the provincials in Manitoba. And we're going to see likely the team that forms our provincial team to represent us at nationals. We'll see them in action in this tournament.
Yeah, and you can see in the back there, Scott Brandt is helping out his girlfriend's team. Scott Brandt on Heatwave is dating Mia Duchamp here.
Dodgeball power couple.
Yeah. And Scott Brandt has been playing dodgeball since 2012. And I do believe he actually met his partner through dodgeball.
Absolutely. And Mia Duchamp actually was talking about that Cinderella story of Broad Squad. She actually got selected as an alternate for Team Manitoba last year, which was an amazing thing to see. And she got to train really hard, and you can really see that what she brought back to her team from those practices.
Nice hit on Saracen there while she was jumping.
Also, not an easy feat. Saracen can certainly get some air on those jumps.
Yeah, and she's known for catching while she's jumping. In the back there, we have another person who really burst onto the scene in this past year, Jordan Ferris. A man who almost single-handedly won the draft championship for his team about a week ago.
Broad Squad looking for some offensive shots here. And again, using that arm on Katie Brady to try to take out Jenna Desange.
Yeah, Moravik, they're really playing the left guard. Now, as a left-handed person, it's very easy to get pigeonholed into the left side, but she seems to really thrive. Definitely a player who was not getting enough respect until recently. This is somebody who I always used to put on my mixed teams to really like. Oh, and Boone going for the team catch there. Oh, and Brady just clipping Sanche on the top of the hair.
Almost taking her head right off, but then dodgeball that is a hit, and any hits count.
Sanche is not a tall woman.
That's very true. As a not tall woman myself, I know quite well what it's like to get hit in the head often in dodgeball.
If you were aiming at Fogg's chest, you would be hitting Sanche in the face.
Oh, a big catch!
And there we go.
Absolutely.
Val there jumping over that ball.
And just like that.
And that leaves 2 players on the court versus the 1 player on the court.
2.
Oh, was it 2
Might
versus 2?
have been 2 on TMH.
That is one problem with players rushing the court once the game is over.
Hard to tell what's going on.
Yep. So we'll be bringing you another game shortly, and I believe you'll be...
Yes, I'm taking on. I'll be back a little bit later tonight and again all tomorrow. For now, I have to go hit the court myself. I'll leave you with Stacy, and thanks everybody for tuning in.
Absolutely. So I'll be back to you in about 4 minutes.